Okay guys, this is Tundra back finally with a new LP. Yes, we are doing Two Worlds 2. I've played this game a little bit, not too far though, so just so I could get an idea as to how to play it. I've played the first game but never completed it, kinda got bored halfway through playing. But I didn't think the first game was all that bad like a lot of people did. And Two Worlds 2 is definitely an improvement over many RPGs that I've played. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new character. As in Two Worlds 1, there isn't much to the character creator. You aren't really creating your own character, more of just editing the pre-made story character that is this guy, and I still don't know his name. So I'm just going to max out his height for no reason. Eye color, you don't really see your character's eyes in anything, so it doesn't matter what it is. Because I can hardly tell what it is, like that's blue, that's what, green, some kind of beige, and then, I don't know, black maybe. So I'll just put it at blue. Shoulder width, you can make him look like he's a brute, or like he's a bit skinnier. I'm just gonna go with 6. That's quite average, I guess. Oh shit! I didn't actually notice these arrows the first time, or even the second time trying to record this. So apparently there is more to this than what I thought. Oh god. Well, I'm gonna go with the default face. So yeah, this is different, as I had no idea this was here. So I guess there is a bit more to customise about your character than what I first thought. Just spend a bit of time here trying to make a decent looking character. I think I'll go with that. Squint? Seriously? There's a squint option? Sorry for the long section of silence. I was just sort of looking through the options. And when it comes to creating a character, I don't usually talk that much. So these are all fine-tuning kind of options that probably won't make much difference other than making them look really ugly. So after this thing loads, there'll be more cutscene. So enjoy. I'll stay quiet through this, unless I really find it necessary to talk.
Once again, your brother defies me and attempts escape. Has he no love for you? Why does he deny you the life force sustaining your fragile body? If he will not offer you life, I'll take it from him, Karen. Such a delicate vessel for such a violent force.
Once more you managed to uphold this frail prison. But soon enough her body will run cold, and ash and cinder will be all that remains of you and your empire.
That really didn't match up with the model.
Your flame flickers in the wind, Ezra.
It's a little rat. A little sewer rat. Going down the stairs.
Watch your step. Wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Welcome home.
I could totally see it necessary to kill these guys
Next
off.
place will put you will be far less forgiving than the dungeon. It's a different world. You'd be wise to remember that.
I wonder if there's a reason for him wearing different coloured armour. Yep, just gonna stand by the door. Oh! Oh no, it's Legolas.
What the heck?
He runs away. You remember what I said about finding it necessary to talk?
I'm not gonna hurt you. We're here to help. Now, let's go.
Okay, into the game mechanics already. You can now, as soon as you start, you can turn around and loot the dead guys' corpses for a few weapons and money. So I'm just gonna go through some of the options. Like, here's your stats. So what I'm thinking is that for the first few videos, or video, well, it's probably videos, I'm gonna leave them up for a little while and let you guys put comments on, and I'm gonna ask you guys to say which one of these three classes you want me to go with. As far as these skills go, I'm gonna be putting points into them myself as I feel it's needed. But yeah, you've got your warrior, which is your straight up brawler. Ranger, I haven't been playing that much, in fact, at all, because, well, whilst I was doing a bit of testing, I just thought I'd go with mage and warrior for that part. So I found that warrior is really easy to start with because you can just put points into strength and endurance, and then you can run at your enemies and hack down hundreds of guys, and you get things like defensive stance and retribution. Block breaker is the first ability you get. It's just pretty much a power slash thing that breaks enemies' attacks, and you get all these other things so you guys can read what they do, and they upgrade as you put more points into them. So that's them. Then you got ranger, which is your bow and arrow kind of guy with all these things. And as it goes for mage, I found that mage is hard to start with because you're very weak and you've got to put a lot of points to boost up spells, and you've got to find cards for magic, and you've also got to try and find the different kinds of lore of magery. So yeah, you got your fire, you got your wind, your water, wisdom thing, necromancy, earth, summoning, and you got your elemental focus thing there, battle, clarity, sorcery artisan, and talented tongue. So yeah, this would take a lot for me to put points into and actually become strong, but I'm pretty sure later on in the game I'd become really strong and be able to burn away several thousand troops like that sorcerer in the opening cutscene. Equipment, I can't use any of these weapons, start with this, general thing. These things down here are actually different sort of setups that you can have. So I could have that, and then I can switch that. When I was playing through it the first time, that testing run, I used number 1 for mage, then number 2 and number 3 were for different types of warrior, like two-hander and then sword shield. Items, you get all your sort of quest items and other potions and such. Ingredients, you get all things to make potions, and that's about it. Two worlds potion making is that you like get ingredients, and we'll get onto that later, but then you get a cauldron system. Magic, you get amulets and cards and special effect cards and stuff like increased damage, and you get a thing called carriers, which are sort of set for the type of spell you want. So you put in maybe a fire ability, and then you can get an area of effect or magic missile kind of thing that you can put in, so that you can change it from being a missile attack or an area of effect attack. And we'll get into that when we get some actual magic, but I should probably get running. So here's something new that I learned, is that you can press that lever down, go in here, and grab the jaw with golden teeth.
What's this?
I don't know what they're for, since last time trying to record this, my data got corrupted, so I never actually managed to find out what they're for. They might just be a sellable item. Plus, I never went this way, so I'm going to go ahead and try and find out if it's out this way. Oh, I should say, if there's anything this way, it's supposed to say out. Out is a word that comes with the accent. I wish I'd sprint, then I'd be able to get through this faster. So yet another cutscene where, in this one, we get to hear people talk a lot. And watch badass talk be badass. Very patronising. Okay.
This is it? We came here for this? I pray that our desperation hasn't clouded the Prophet's judgment.
What's this all about?
There's no time. Everything will be explained once we reach El Sorna. Now, go with Darva.
I'm not leaving without my sister. Not without Kyra.
Kira is not the objective. are. She is heavily guarded and the stakes are too high to risk losing either of you. Coming with us is the only hope you have of saving your sister.
This is suicide. You'll never breach Gandahar's defenses.
We made it this far, didn't we? Now get on with it. It won't be long before Gandahar's army is made aware of our presence. If you reach the exit point before us, take it.
Okay. Now it's finished talking. You may be thinking, oh, why doesn't Tundra turn on the subtitles because I can't understand the grumble mumble speak? Well, I don't actually know how, because I don't think there is an option to turn on subtitles for some reason. Some strange reason they decided to leave out the simple option of turning on subtitles.
We have to get to higher ground.
Hold on. Who was that back there?
We don't have time for this. If you must know, Rogdor is the last general of the Orc army.
But they were wiped out at the Battle of Osroth. No orc survived.
Sadly, not many of us did.
How did you survive?
Rogdor was inside the castle walls, on a mission to sabotage the main gate. He was captured, tortured for days, all while our people were slaughtered by Gandahar and his army.
But they let him live.
They did things to him that you could never imagine, before the Prophet intervened and set him free. We don't have time for this.
Just tell me who's responsible for this. Who is this Prophet?
She leads what remains of Gorgamar, the last of the
Gorgamar?
orcs.
How is that possible?
Look, a great deal of planning went into this, and I'm not putting our lives in jeopardy so we can discuss this like a committee. Now come on.
Now I probably misheard what she said there, but to you guys, did that sound like she said Orgrimmar, the place from Warcraft? Okay, move. Come on, move.
The second floor should be deserted.
How do you know all this?
Many gave their lives for the information we needed to save yours. Now stay close. I'd rather their sacrifice not be in vain.
So you can also look around the person and walk around them as they're talking to for some reason. I guess it's interesting and allows you to make yourself seem a bit active whilst the cutscenes are going. I mean, not cutscenes, dialogue scenes are going on. There's nothing down there other than a locked door, as I remember. And I think, just for time's sake, actually, I'll go around and collect all these books first, actually. She's going to talk to me about finding a way to open up that wall, door, or whatever it is. Come on, move. My guy keeps stopping for some reason. 2 more books. I'm not sure whether or not I should read out these books. You guys can always tell me if you want me to read them out or not, or you could just read them yourselves, because I will show them. But these first few books, since you're not really gonna have a choice in the say in the matter as to whether or not I read them out through this little intro section, I'll just be reading them out anyway. But I'll be reading them out later. Right. There we go. Whoa. We have a spike there where I have to wait. Push. Okay, I think I'll read these books now, and then I'll stop the video. Okay? Ears open and don't screw too much up. So, Architect's Notebook. From the Notebook of Alistair of Vernetia. I don't know how to pronounce that. The 4th design. As I feared, Sardahon again rejected the design of the tower. Rejected? What an understatement. But I suppose it's better to use that word than quote what he actually said. You will do better this time, bricklayer, or your theme will be the tower's flagstaff. Ew. Yeah, I'm not a big outspoken kind of reader person. I might try and get someone to read them if you want me to read them. someone who's better at reading. I'll get on with reading this book now. Yikes, but bricklayer, really? I should have told him, right there. My ancestors were renowned architects when yours were still herding cows, and they never wore antlers on their head. Oh yes, the fire brims on the tip of my tongue, but alas, my balls are not made of steel, and a bit of my and I bit back my words. Ugh. How many pages are there to this thing? What's a man to do anyway? I foolishly accepted his invitation, impressed by him when he came to my workshop in the fuck that name. Such power! Pay no attention to the cost, architect. Think only of your reward. The Emperor surveying all from a tower. The Emperor surveying all from a tower of your design, and your weight in gold if you can build it. His mood didn't change until I arrived. Sardahan's threats were subtle at first. Too late did I understand the meaning of his words. Everyone is an equal guest here, from dungeons up. Then you were not ordered to build a privy tower redesign, or I'll have you whipped tonight. Do you have any idea how long it takes to engineer a tower? I was little more than a prisoner, and since then it's been nothing but threats. Every day it's the same. Yesterday Sardahan rejected my third design proposal. Unnervingly, he keeps leaving bizarre instructions, trapdoors, hidden switches, concealed chambers, and interfering even with my basic sketches. I still have yet to what? See the Emperor. In fact, I began to wonder, could it be that he does not even know I'm here? Could it be that he has not even seen my designs? But then, why would Sardahan act in such a bewildering way? To what end? No matter, I will complete their wretched tower. The fourth design with which I began today's entry will be the one I can feel it. But once I return to whatever that name is, not a single architect worth his salt will come to work in this castle when I'm done telling how I've been treated. And they may yet see that that it does not pay to mistreat the man who built their secret passages and designed their escapeways. Yeah, because if he's already threatening you, he's going to let you leave after you finish building the fucking tower. Note: notepad obtained during a routine search of the former quarters of the architect Alistair whatever. Since the contents of the notepad were in breach of the confidentiality clause of the agreement, paragraph 14, as per Lord Sardahan's instructions, the contract and the contractor were annulled. Construction of the tower continues as planned in accordance with the designs recovered from the ex-contractor's archives. TC something something something, don't care. Okay, book 1, and I butchered them words terribly. Ancient cults and orders. And teachings of whatever. These names are just why. So, ancient cults and outlawed orders. Chapter 7. 7? Yeah, 7. Unholy technology. The Tenebrae. I think that's supposed to be. The traditional robe of the Tenebrae, taken from surviving sketches of the cult's rituals. I'm so sorry, guys, about how terribly I see, I can't even word my sentences properly anymore. Something about recording. I can play games when I'm recording, I just can't speak when I'm recording. Of the cults of the first age, one was so shunned and loathed that their enemies who were even enemies amongst themselves, were united unequivocally against them. Those most unlikely of allies succeeded in wiping out not only the cult itself, but obliterating almost all traces of its existence. Therefore, and unfortunately for us historians, not much confirmed information now remains about the cult. We know they called themselves the Tenebrae. We know the locations of 2 of their fortresses, though little more than ruins remain in those places now, their enemies having torn down the structures and torched them to the very foundations. And we have some of the schematics for the quite evil mechanisms they designed. Based on the scarce material, we know that the first record of the Tenebrae came from the chronicles of Dafria. What? Who's making up these names? Where mention of a cult of warrior... I don't know how to say that word. Appears. Warrior somethings appears. I'm still trying to work out what that word is. As do veiled references to unimaginable evils and preservations they committed. It's not preservations at all. There's no S there. Perversions. God damn it, I can't read. However, by that time, the Tenebrae had already existed for decades, if not centuries, and thus there are no known sources that describe even their approximate origins. You guys don't want me to read this, do you? We do know of the cult's astonishing technical skill, though most of their designs were destroyed or lost to time. Some of what remains still manages to baffle even the most experienced engineers today. For instance, no one has ever properly deciphered the theory behind their most infamous creation of the Oculus. Ugh. I know what the Oculus is. And not only because the construction of such a device would nowadays be, of course, illegal. We do know the Tenebrae, I still think that's wrong, described the Oculus as a disembodied eye enslaving to its master, invisible and able to enter any place through even the tiniest crack. It should be noted that there are reports of some who managed to replicate the oculi, but these reports are dubious at best. Spoken accounts confirm that to obtain the primary ingredient used in the creation of the Oculus, the living eye, the Tenebrae would seek out and hunt down members of different races known for their keen eyesight: dwarves, elves, even dragons. Once captured, the victim's eyes would be removed for later transposition. The races targeted by the monks feared not only losing their eyes, but namely the ritual which the Tenebrae practiced during the removal process. They were convinced that for the artifacts to work, the victims had to be alive and conscious while their eyes and nerves were carefully scraped clean of the sockets. What is it with these gory sounding books? Pain, the cultists believe, would purify the subject's senses, bringing him or her to a close to light and darkness as was humanly as close to light and darkness as was humanly possible. thereby enhancing the strength and endurance of end device. For that reason, the Tenebrae also trained themselves in the techniques of torture and developed their own methods and instruments with which to inflict maximum pain while preserving life as long as possible. Those hideous practices are described in the unique surviving account of one of the cultists, the Notes of the 47, whose title and contents let us know that the Tenebrae would only refer to one another by numbers. Their birth names were forgotten and forbidden, but even the impassive mind of a historian shudders to quote them in detail. It is also from the Notes of the 47 that we now know that those who drove an occult would experience an instant change in perspective as their vision shifted from the corporeal to whatever unworldly mechanism gave the device its power. And I'll save you the reading of that one until later. So until next time guys, this is tyedietundra signing out.